Hi, it's Kathy Chena here with Tri-Cities Community TV. We're in beautiful Port Coquitlam at the Gathering Place in Lee Square. My guest today is Christine Hilliard with ALSbc, and she's going to talk to us about her walk as well as how ALS has affected your family. Welcome today, Christine.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for being here. So, I personally don't know a lot about ALS. I know that it's known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and I actually have a friend who her husband is suffering from ALS right now, and it's quite a frightening disease, especially when you have small children, because they don't know what's going on with their parent. What's your experience been with ALS, Christine?
Well, my mom was diagnosed in 1993, so I was only about 15 years old, but her symptoms started in 1989, so it's been a part of our life for the most of my life, but we're very blessed she's still alive, which is rare because we were told she would never see us graduate. So the fact that now she's seen 6 grandkids come into the world and a couple of weddings in the family, so it's been our life for a long time.
But her well-being and everything, have you seen deterioration over time since that time?
Yeah,
Yes.
My parents were both very, very active when they were younger, and then Mom slowly started to lose mobility in her ankles and her wrists, and now she's completely wheelchair bound.
Okay, that was my next question. Is she in a wheelchair now?
Yeah.
So how has it been hard for you to see her from going from an active, mom and your father, of course, and as well as, it affects the family in so many different ways. So as the daughter, how has it affected you in that, now that you're older, you were 15 at the time, how has it affected you in terms of do you fear that it can be any day now, or do you check in with her?
Well, I went pretty quickly from being a daughter to a caregiver, and as has most of my family. My dad has been her primary caregiver the entire time.
Yes.
So we know that there's going to be an end in sight. We know that it's a death sentence. That's the reality of the disease, unfortunately. But we're very blessed in a lot of ways, but there's definitely been a deterioration in their quality of life, and especially with even their social dynamics and our family dynamics. We're very, very, very close as a family, but it runs our whole life. Like every decision.
And how old is your mother now?
She just turned 62.
62.
Yeah.
Right. And your children, how are you sort of telling them about the disease and what's going on with grandma?
Yeah, well, I've got a toddler. I only have a 2.5-year-old, and he just knows that grandma's in a wheelchair. And
but you said there were 6 grandchildren, so they must be a little older than that, right?
My nieces and nephews are all really involved in the ALS walk, so they're very aware of the disease and they understand it. They also participate in the Camp Alohalani, which the ALS Society puts on every year, and that gives them a lot of education about ALS. So they're really good at asking questions, but they've never known my mom to be any different. She's been sick their whole life. She's always been either in a walker or a wheelchair.
Yes.
So it hasn't afflicted them so much as if it was a really quick onset. But we do know families who, the onset's very rapid and it affects the kids really, really quickly.
What's the definition of ALS for you?
It's a death sentence. It's quite honestly just the most horrific, debilitating disease.
Her body isn't working, but her brain is functioning?
Her brain is completely 100% cognitive, yeah. And she can have every single independent thought possible, but her body doesn't respond to what she wants. So that's the heartbreaking piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you said we might cry
I know,
earlier,
I know.
I don't know where the tissues are. So let's talk about the walk. You're the walk coordinator. How many people are you expecting out in June?
We've been really lucky. We've had over 400 and 450 participants almost every year that I've run it, which is awesome.
Yes.
We've raised just over $162,000 to date.
In the last 4 years. Fantastic.
Yeah,
yes.
So this is our 5th year. We always get this, we get a lot of return people because it is such a heartfelt disease and it does affect people so personally and so deeply. So we're really lucky. Even, the families of patients who have unfortunately passed away, they still come back every year and celebrate it. So it's a big day. It's a really family-oriented, fun day to celebrate, the community of ALS and the people who rally together to support families, because it takes a whole village. It affects about 2 in every 100,000 people.
2 in every 100,000.
Yeah, so I think in Canada there's 4,000 or so people. Yeah.
And so the walk is how long?
It's a 5-kilometer walk.
Yes.
And it starts at Riverside Secondary.
Yes.
And it goes along the Coquitlam River all the way up to about halfway up to Lougheed, and then it loops back along the river. So it's all wheelchair accessible, and the kids can use their bikes and their strollers and stuff. Registration starts at 10 and the walk starts at 11.
And everyone wraps up around what time?
We're usually done by 2.
By 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And are there activities afterwards? What can people look forward to?
There's a bouncy castle, there's face painting, there's a barbecue by donation, the Poco City Fire comes out. Last year we had a couple city councilors come out. There's live music. There's carnival games. There's lots
great.
and lots, yeah.
It sounds like it's bigger and bigger every year.
Yes.
You know, $162,000 in this is your 5th year. That's very impressive.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. I mean, at the end of the day, we're hoping to find a cure. And just like with everything else, like every dollar, every cent counts. So that, you know, I mean, saying that this is a death sentence is pretty serious. Like that's...
They're hoping it becomes more of a chronic illness that's more treatable.
Yes, yes.
But I mean, the researchers are busting their butt trying to find a way. So we're just trying to help them as much as we can by raising money. Yeah.
Exactly. So where can people find out more? And also, if someone can't come to the walk, where can they make a donation?
They can look at the website is walkforals.ca.
Okay.
There's also the ALS Society BC website,
Yes.
which is www.alsbc.ca.
Yes.
You can always look for us on Twitter and Facebook. We're also on those 2 social media sites as well.